Hey, what's up, YouTube? So this morning, me and Granny wake up, and we go in the living room, we make our teas, we do our morning routine, we flip on the TV, and there's no Price is Right, there's no Let's Make a Deal, none of my grandma's shows are on. And I'm like, Grandma, it's Saturday, those shows don't play on the weekend. So we flip on the news, because it's basically the only thing to watch. And the first thing we see is a story about a woman getting smoked by a bus in Vancouver. This girl got, hit by that bus, really hit. Let's take a look at that footage right now. This girl gets one-timed by that bus. Ooh. Let's zoom in a little bit. BAM! Look at that. Coffee flying everywhere. The girl just goes right to the ground. So basically the backstory here is the bus was stopped at a red light, and all the pedestrians had already crossed, and this lady was in such a hurry that when the light turned green, the bus started to go, and it was slowly rolling as this girl was running across the street, and she just barely got smoked, and enough to make her flip on the ground. And the bus stopped really quick, and then people rushed over, as you can see in the video, and of course there were news reporters there right away, pretty much interviewing everybody they can. They even interviewed the bus driver. Take a look at what he had to say.
All the time, it happens, yeah. Us drivers just gotta pay more attention, that's all.
This shouldn't be something that happens all the time. Yeah, of course you need to pay more attention. You're a bus driver. You can't be running people over with your bus. And of course the news were there, posted up with their cameras, scoping out other people in the city that were crossing the street illegally. It just goes to show you that it happens a lot, and people do it all the time, especially in busy, very populated areas. I guess the lady didn't want to go to the hospital at first, but she did end up going to the hospital, and she was fine. She didn't even have any injuries, but she did admit to police that she didn't look both ways, and she wasn't really paying attention to what was going on. So that kind of brings up the question of whose fault actually is it? Is it the woman's fault for not paying attention and not looking both ways? Or is it the bus driver's fault for rolling in a red light and smoking a woman with this giant bus? In this situation, it doesn't really look like it was much of a factor, but I guess these days with the increasing use of technology and cell phones and all kinds of devices in our hands all the time, it causes a lot of distractions. You know, people are often on their phones and they're not really paying attention to the world around them, and that's dangerous. I mean, just today, the exact same day that this girl got hit by a bus, in Vancouver, there was another lady that almost got smoked by a car, captured on dash cam. Pedestrians need to be careful when they're crossing the street, and they can't just trust that drivers are going to see them and that they're going to pay attention, because that's not always the case. In my personal opinion, I think it's kind of both parties' fault. You know, the bus driver shouldn't be rolling at a red light like that. And I mean, I know from personal experience that a lot of bus drivers do drive pretty insane. But at the same time, the lady wasn't even paying attention. She just ran across the street without even being aware of her surroundings at all. So I think they're both to blame, and unfortunately it's the woman that could have ended up with more serious injuries. So I guess my final thoughts would just to be careful and to make good decisions, and to keep in mind that there's other people around you that have lives and have families. And I also think it's really important to teach our kids these things when they're really young, to actually get them in the habit of practicing traffic safety. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and check out some of my other videos. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.